Can you legally sell a house with unpermitted work? Well, that's what this episode is all about. I'm Kevin DaSilva with the Living Los Angeles channel. And as I can tell you, selling a home can be challenging. But selling a home with unpermitted work can open up an entirely new set of challenges that you might not be aware of. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the challenges and risks of selling a home with unpermitted construction work and the strategies for overcoming that. Once again, it's Kevin DaSilva. And when I started this channel, really crafted all of our information around the singleness of purpose. And that is to help you make more money every time you buy a house, every time you sell a home here in the coastal Los Angeles area. So take a ride with us as we navigate the insider tips, tricks, and strategies of a real estate professional in Los Angeles and how to utilize insider information on homes and neighborhoods to get the upper hand. So what is unpermitted work? Well, unpermitted work refers to any kind of construction work you do to your home that doesn't have the necessary permits or inspections that are advised and regulated by the local building departments. Now, this can range from projects like adding a new fence or putting in a new dishwasher, major projects like adding a bathroom, redoing a bathroom, moving your kitchen, adding space, adding rooms, adding buildings. You get my drift. But before we get into the risks, let's talk about the types of unpermitted work you usually see. Now, as a real estate professional, I cannot endorse any kind of unpermitted work. Building departments require permits and inspections and verifications for a reason, and that's to keep you safe and to keep the next homeowner safe. As a homeowner, I do find that certain types of unpermitted work are worse than others. For instance, it's not uncommon to see water heaters, light fixtures, dishwashers, stoves, toilets, faucets, shower heads, shower valves, and a number of other smaller things, light switches, to all be installed, replaced, or repaired without the necessary permits. That doesn't make this okay, but it just happens. We hire professionals to do the work for us, and we don't necessarily know that they didn't pull the necessary permits. But things get significantly trickier when we start looking at unpermitted spaces, alterations, adding bathrooms, adding bedrooms, turning your garage illegally into a house. You get my drift. And no professional can help you with the risks associated with that kind of work. Now, the first and probably most obvious risk is that unpermitted work can affect the value of your home. Buyers often see unpermitted work, especially structures, as a risk. And so they don't see it with the same value as if you were to have turned the garage into a permitted ADU. And although homes with unpermitted spaces or additions typically do sell for more money, they can be seen as a bonus. They don't return the same amount. But a lot of people don't realize that the lender and the appraiser can make the sale a huge difficulty. So let me walk you through this. And this is the biggest problem and the biggest risk when you're selling a house with unpermitted work. Many times, the buyer doesn't fully comprehend and they're willing to pay you extra money for that amazing garage conversion you did with the bathroom you illegally put in the back and the drain line and all that stuff that you did. But the appraiser shows up, they see it being marketed as a 4-bedroom, which the garage kind of seems like a bedroom, doesn't it? Has a bathroom, has a closet, it's fully enclosed, it just has a garage door and a floating wall behind it. But the appraiser looks at the records of the home and realizes that this garage is not permitted. Now imagine you're in the situation and you got into a bidding war. Well, you find out it's unpermitted and the lender doesn't appraise the property with the value of which you're in contract for. So you offered, let's say, $2 million, but the appraisal comes back at 1.9 because they don't count that extra square footage. Well, as the homeowner, you have a problem. The best way around this is to disclose. You should disclose ahead of time any work that was done without permits. Now, you are required to disclose that in your disclosures, such as the transfer disclosure statement in the seller property questionnaire. However, when you know it's going to be competitive and your listing agent's telling you we're getting 5, 6, 7 offers and you're doing a best and final, that's around the time that you want to make sure everybody knows that that garage that you converted to a little house was done without permit. A failure to do so at some point in the transaction, especially in the buyer's investigation period, could result in legal consequences later. Now, I'm not a lawyer, and although I did catch you with, is it legal to sell a house with unpermitted work? It is, but that doesn't mean there can't be repercussions. Once again, this is not legal advice. This is just saying that I've seen plenty of homes sell with unpermitted work, and as long as the buyer is made aware of it, it's okay. It's when the buyer is not made aware of it that you start having problems. Now, there is one other strategy. Why not just get it permitted? If you did the backyard conversion, right? You turned the garage into a house, your home could be worth significantly more money. So it might be worth an extra $20,000, $50,000 if you're going to make an extra $250,000. Do you catch my drift? So talk to an architect, talk to a structural engineer, talk to the building department. Maybe don't rat yourself out, don't tattle on yourself, but you definitely can ask, hey, my friend has this house. He thinks something might be unpermitted. He checked the permit history and realized that it's not there. How would he go about getting it permitted? They probably know it's you talking about your house. Just don't give them the address. And if you have any questions about this process, whether it's when to disclose it during the sale process or when to get it permitted, talk to us. We'll give you a valuation of what your home is worth after the permitted work and what it's worth without it. That way, you know what you're getting into when you start the sales process. So as you can see, selling a home with unpermitted work, whether it's simple work like water heater, HVAC, heating and cooling systems, stuff like that, or selling a home with unpermitted additions, bathrooms, it is possible as long as you know what you're getting into and as long as you're making the proper disclosure so nothing comes back and haunts you after the sale. The last thing you want to see is a lawyer contacting you when you're relaxing in the Bahamas. So be transparent. Communication is key. And whether you're buying or selling, understanding these ramifications will help you make better decisions with your living situation so that you can continue to grow your wealth. If you're curious what is the craziest kind of unpermitted work I've seen, ask the question in the comments. And if you want to share some of the craziest unpermitted work that you've seen, once again, drop it in the comments. We'll share it on a future video. And that's Kevin DaSilva here with the Living in Los Angeles channel. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll be in touch.